like I said, we all work in this male-dominated industry. Have you experienced speed bumps in your career because you were a female or because you were kind of the X factor in a world that was so used to it being full of men?
You know, I think in anything that you try to pursue that's worth pursuing, there are going to be bumps in the road. But those bumps in the road, those losses, those adversities, all those things trying to pull you back are the things that make you stronger. And so for me, I'm grateful for all the setbacks because it's what's built my character.
You were all training before the UFC decided to have women's weight classes. So it wasn't like it was new for you guys. You were all putting in the work before the UFC said, hey, let's start women's divisions. But once those divisions were actually added to the UFC roster, was there finally a sense in your minds of equality between both the men and women in the same sport, but now the highest level of competition also includes women?
I knew that it was just about the time, you know, when we will get to the UFC and about showing to all of you that we can fight and we can take over, and we are taking over the UFC more and more, like you said before.
But as this sport grows, you guys are going to be, in 10 years, in 10 years, you're going to be looked at as the pioneers of women in the UFC. What are your hopes for the sport and for the women's divisions in this organization? For when you guys are long gone fighting, what are you hoping is the future of it?
Yeah, you know, for me, I hope we just leave a legacy, and I hope we can spark so much passion in other girls out there. And we already see it on social media now. There's so many younger kids that are getting into MMA and starting jiu-jitsu. And my little cousin is 8 years old, and she started jiu-jitsu in Colorado. And it's really exciting because I hope that that younger generation can just spark their interest and become so passionate about something that we're so passionate about. And hopefully soon we'll keep adding women's weight classes to the UFC. You know, we just opened the 125 division here pretty soon, which is really exciting. So I think it's just continuing to build up this amazing sport.
If you weren't fighting, what do you feel like you'd be doing? Like, is there something where you thought like, oh, I know, I would do that if I wasn't a fighter?
You know, me, I think I'm gonna be veterinary. I really like animals. But for my mom, she's want to be dentist before. I said, man, I can take out teeth, no problem, but I cannot be dentist.
But you are. You punch people with the visor.
I can do the usual way, but you know, I like animals and probably veterinary, yeah.
Maybe not board certified, but still I think you're a dentist. Nice.
I try cheap, it's okay.
Paige, you made a move. You're in the Pacific Northwest now. I know that you've been saying, what card do you want to see me on? So I know there's got to be a fight in the works. But moving and training in different places, that's a lot going on. What is that like for you right now?
Yeah, you know, I have the opportunity. I've been able to be really successful in my career, to be able to move back and be with my family 100% of the time. And that's something I've been away from them for the last 9 years. So it's really exciting to spark this whole new passion in me. And I'm training with Chael Sonnen's camp. So shout out to Chael. He brought me out there and he hooked me up with his whole team. So it's definitely training like I've never had before. So I'm very excited, and I'm working with the UFC, and we're going to have a fight announcement very, very soon. So stay tuned.
Ooh, looking forward to that. Always fun to see 12 gauge inside the octagon. It is a pleasure to watch all of you compete. I know I speak for the fans as well, that we know you put it all on the line. We know mentally, emotionally, and physically you prepare yourselves as best as possible, and we appreciate the sacrifices that you make and the fact that you always put on a show. There is never a boring fight when any of you are in it. Thank you so much for sharing some of your thoughts with us and being up here. We appreciate it. Please, guys, give it up for the women of the UFC.
Thank you.